Hey gun people, knocking out a few videos here. This freaking temperature's crazy out here. I've done 3 videos in the last hour and the damn temperature just keeps killing me. I had to go get another jacket on. I'm freezing out here. I had to warm up my coffee. Alright, so, shit, what was my damn topic? I'm cold. Oh man, I can't believe this. It sucks not remembering shit. The hell was that? Oh, using a knife if you don't have a gun. So, I got a couple questions on what happens if you use a knife, or is the use of force different if you have a gun or don't. So, and I've told people this, I pay into Law Shield, Texas Law Shield here, so I have free legal advice if I use any weapon in self-defense. I get free legal advice and protection from the government. I think I pay $120 a year for it. So, to me it's worth it, it's peace of mind. I mean, I'm not what you call a run and hide type guy, so the odds of me confronting some asshole or taking on something to where the likelihood of me getting involved is higher because of my cop background, observation, just my mindset. The odds are higher than maybe somebody that's, you know, doesn't carry a gun, doesn't carry a knife, and runs around with their head down and avoids everything all the time and is just meek sheep. Okay, they're not going to probably need that legal assistance, but I carry a gun, I carry a knife, I'm alert of my environment, and if I see a predator or somebody in danger, I'm more likely to watch, observe, maybe move in and intervene if I have to. Again, I don't go out looking for trouble, and I don't really need any trouble, but I'm not going to be a freaking pansy and let some kid get abducted in front of me, or some woman get knocked down and raped, and me stand there and go, oh, not my problem, I'll just go call 911 and let them come draw the truck line around them. Shit, that just ain't me. But anyway, so what's the difference between using a knife and a gun? Deadly force is deadly force, and deadly force is defined by most jurisdictions as that force which is likely to cause serious bodily injury and or death. And that's the general definition of what deadly force is. So, if I run you over my car at 90 miles an hour, that would be deadly force, because it would reasonably cause seriously bodily injury and or death. But is a car necessarily a weapon? In that case, it would be. I would be driving it, they wouldn't blame the car and try to ban it and say it was an assault vehicle, but they would blame me, like they should, except when you use a gun, then it's the gun's fault, etc. So, if you use a knife, if you use a car, if you use a gun, if you pick up a chair and hit somebody across the head and they die, most people are going to say that force or that object or what you did with that object is that force which would likely cause seriously bodily injury and or death. Therefore, you use deadly force. Now we need to justify or rationalize or evaluate whether that force was justified and reasonable. So, should you use a knife if you have a gun? Doesn't matter. I mean, remember, it's all about your statement, and I say this over and over in my videos, and this is what gets people in trouble. We always said in cop work, DA's office, everywhere, if people followed 3 simple rules, the government would never get a conviction. Deny everything, admit nothing, and demand proof. Okay? Never give a statement, never say shit, demand proof, I ain't admit nothing. We would never get a conviction. It's very, very, very hard to get a conviction without those things. So our statement is the single worst thing that gets people in trouble. And because people who use guns and knives to defend themselves are normally good guys, they're not experienced predators, they're not experienced liberal fanatics that run around and have learned the system, they're not people who've been arrested 20 times, that's gotten free legal assistance 20 times, that's had 20 different lawyers tell them, you need to keep your mouth shut when the cops come. Don't talk to the cops. Don't give the cops a statement. No, don't say anything. These crooks have been told this 20 times by the government lawyers that are pointing for them for free that didn't cost them a damn penny because they get all this education. Meanwhile, the good citizens right here run around, oh, government's my friend, I should help them, and I should be honest, and you're an idiot. Honesty has no place in our government and criminal justice system. Honesty is simply used against you, and it's a tool to take away your freedoms and to get your ass in jail. So being honest, ain't nobody ever done great in a criminal case from being honest. Because as soon as you say something, now I own you. You're either my witness, and I can control you, and I can subpoena you, and I can limit your behavior, and I can put you in protective custody, and I can make you a vital witness, and I can lock you up in a hotel under guard. I can do all this shit because you were honest, and the first time you change or don't do what I want, now I can turn around and charge you for giving me false information in the first place. So don't believe this shit that being honest is your friend with government, because it never works out. So if you use a knife or a gun, it's deadly force. And if you use either one of them excessively or unreasonably, then you're going to have problems. Would I use a knife if I didn't have my gun? Absolutely. If I have my gun, would I use a knife? Probably not. Because my gun is going to allow me distance. And distance is always my best friend. Distance is reaction time. It's evaluation time. It's changing my decision time. It's allowing me to be able to say later, I tried to avoid this contact. I was not the primary aggressor because I kept my distance. I didn't run up on him with a knife and cut him when I stood back here with a gun and said, drop the knife, don't come at me, don't take another step. I stepped back and then I shot him. So now obviously if it's gun, I'm not going to do that because then he could shoot me, distance his friend, that can be used against me, and I'll shoot him before he can shoot me. But if he's armed with a knife and I've got distance with a gun, it's going to make my case better. Should that be your primary concern when you're trying to save your life? No. And I would argue, if that is your primary concern, it takes away from the strongest part of your defense that I was in fear of my life, I was in fight or flight, and I had no other choice. If you had no other choice and you were that fight or fear, you would not be thinking, well, I did that because I knew I'd be in court and you guys would try to pin this. And I did that because I knew when you asked me if I said that, it would sound better. And I did that because I knew. If you start saying things like that, they're going to say, wait a minute, how could you be so in fear of your life and this was a last course decision that you had all these time to make up all this stuff? Now, and maybe that's running through my mind. As a cop, it becomes instinctive because I've done it so many times. I've pointed my gun at people so many times. I've created distance. I've attacked people. I've fought for my gun. I've done things so many times, it's almost second nature. I call it an unconscious consciousnness. I have an article, and I was going to put it on my gun page. It's on my horse page about horsemanship. And there's 4 levels of, there's conscious incompetence, to where you know that you don't know. There's unconscious incompetence, to where you don't even know what you don't know. There's conscious competence, to where you understand that what you're doing and why you're doing it. And most people are probably at conscious competent if they've done their training, etc. And then there's unconscious competence, to where you don't even have to think about it, but you're competent at a skill. You've done this skill so much, there's no thinking about it. You simply react and do it, and it becomes second nature, and you've done it so many times, you don't even have to think about it. And that's unconscious competence. So if you're running around using a knife, you're going to have to justify why you used it and how you used it. Okay? Now, if I have to use a knife on somebody, I'm not stabbing them once. I don't shoot them once, and I don't stab them once. If I have to use a knife, I have to make sure that if I stab you, because there's plenty of people that have been stabbed in the arm or leg, and they're fine. They're able to fight, run, go away, shit. I mean, you see it all the time, especially if they're on drugs or something. So if I stab you, I have to make sure that you're total non-resistance or you're restrained and you can't come back, take my knife away or hurt me. I just watched on, I watched that one channel, that law enforcement channel where they do Snapped and FBI Files and American Justice. I forgot the name of the channel. But they have all these okay stuff, and I just watched, you know what, maybe this was on Dr. Phil had her on. I was scanning through and there's something about this woman that her boyfriend killed her kid. Stabbed her kid 20 freaking times. And she had the knife, I think, twice or 3 times. Guess what? Her kid's dead and the guy's still alive. Because every time she had the knife and she could have killed him and stabbed him and cut his throat and stab it in both eyes and run it up his jaw and stab it in the back of his spine and cut his spinal cord, she went, I just wanted him to get off, so I begged him and I asked him and I told him to stop stabbing her, and I got between him and held him back, and at one point I knocked him over and I got the knife and I stabbed him. She stabbed him in the chest, well, she probably hit the chest bone, and then she stabbed him in the back. Or no, she stabbed him in the neck, straight in the neck, and then stabbed him in the back. And she thought he was dead, so she left him, went back to her daughter. Both daughters are in the bed. One's still alive. One's been stabbed 10 times. The guy gets up, gets a knife, and starts re-stabbing the kid. She has to fight him again. I think she fought him off like 3 or 4 times, and I'm watching this woman, and I'm not picking on her because she, you know, she's stupid or dumb. I'm just looking at her emotional mindset. Her warrior protection mindset never went to, I've got to terminate and kill this guy, or he's going to kill my daughter, kill me, or kill my other daughter. She was always in this, I don't really want to kill him, I just want him to stop. I want to help my daughter. I want to give my daughter CPR. Her main focus was on her daughter, and that was her downfall. That's why her daughter's dead. Now, Dr. Phil didn't tell her that because he's trying to tell her it's not her fault. You know, she dates this guy, he's schizophrenic, he's telling her that he molested other kids, he's cheating on her, he's doing all this bullshit, and Dr. Phil, his liberal left-wing ass, because he's freaking Mr. Oprah, he won't say he's left-wing, but he's got to be freaking left-wing on his idiot's stances on shit. But he's sitting here telling her all the good, feel-good shit. Well, it's not your fault, you can't predict, you're only responsible for what you do. Bullshit! You made shit decisions. You put this guy in your child's life. You allowed him access to your kids, and now your kid's dead. And the dad said that she killed her kids, and Dr. Phil crucified him. How dare you? You could, you know, and I'm like, whatever, dude. Freaking liberals. You know, telling her she did a good job because she didn't kill the guy. Telling her it's not her fault that her daughter's dead and the suspect is alive and not in prison because he's deemed bipolar, social, whatever the hell they want to call it today. And so now he's sickness and it's not his fault. So he's not even in prison. He's alive, and her daughter got stabbed 20 times with a freaking knife in front of her twin sister, who was only 6 years old or 7 years old. They were both 6 or 7. And when I'm watching this, I'm just infuriated that nobody can stand up and go, look, here's where you made a mistake, lady. Your mindset should have been, when somebody tries to kill or harm me, I have to kill them to make sure that they, especially, she's a woman. She could easily have justified, I stabbed him 36 times in the groin, neck, face, back, spine, asshole, and his feet because I didn't want him getting up. And I knew if he got up, he would stab my daughter again. Ain't a jury in the world convict her. He walked in her daughter's room, said, God told me to do it, it's not your kid, and started stabbing the kid in front of the other kid. And mom walks in, busts down the door. He moved the dresser in front of the door to stop anybody from coming in. Oh, another thing about this case that irritated me. The night before, the son walked by, and pervert boyfriend, who already told her that he freaking molested another kid, has already cheated on her, who's already a piece of shit, and she's playing the poor victim. I'm such a good mother, and I love my kids, and it's not my fault, and I feel guilty. Good. You ought to feel guilty. You made some shit decisions, and a kid had to pay for it. Rick, you're just cold and mean, and you ought to... Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of pansy-ass people ruining this country because we want to make everybody into feel-good, freaking hug everybody. Hug your sexual molester. Hug your knife and rapist dude. Hug every damn body, and that'll make everything good. Bullshit. You stop evil. And she could have stopped him, and she didn't. Now, her kid would have probably been dead anyway. I mean, he already stabbed a 6-year-old 6, 8, 10 times. She fought with him 3 times, and he ended up re-stabbing her to where it was 22 times because she couldn't kill the guy. Because she couldn't finish. Because she couldn't go, you know what? My mindset is if somebody's going to take my life or my family or my kid's life, I got to kill them. I can't be playing around with let me cut their pinky toe off and maybe they can't chase me. Then maybe I'll break their finger so they can't grab me. Maybe I'll spit in their eye and they can't see me. Do all this dumb shit, liberal shit, and you end up with your daughter dead from 20 freaking stab wounds. Are you kidding me? I mean, are people that freaking stupid? Oh, man. As you can tell, I wasn't talking to TV that way, but I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Am I in Bizarro land? How can this person be made to look like the poor victim hero? And you know, the dad who's like, you got my daughter killed because you brought this guy around my... Oh, no, it's not your fault, my dear. You're a poor, helpless, single mom because you picked a bad guy who's now is an evil guy. You got a restraining order. Your husband that you had 2 kids with, you're such a great person. You had 2 kids with a guy that now is so dangerous you won't let him see your kids. You got a restraining order. Your new boyfriend is a sexual molester, and he's freaking telling you this, and you keep him around your kid. But it's not your fault, darling. You're just a poor, single mom, and you just keep voting liberal, and, you know, dial 911 next time in a hurry, and, you know, maybe we'll get there. The ignorance of people just kill me. But anyway, back to whether you should use a gun or knife, you're going to have to justify it. You've got to go for the jugular. You have to make sure your threat is neutralized. And you know what? It's very hard for somebody to say that you use excessive force when somebody tried to kill you. Because if you try to kill me, it's between you or me. It's going to be you, unless you get me first. We'll end that there.